lovelies, it's Callie, and this, this video is going to be about labels. Um, I thought that would be, like, a kind of cool one to do because, like, I feel like people think of labels as always a bad thing, and personally, I mean, like, I don't think of them as that because, like, as long as you're not using it in a negative way, it's not really that bad because, like, I'll call myself labels, like, I'll call myself emo or, um, like, other things, I guess, like a white girl or something like that, but, like, I'm not doing it to insult myself, so, like, I don't know, oh, sorry, I don't have makeup on, again, sorry guys, I know, I'm ugly, um, but, like, for labels, at least, like, I just think of it as, like, you know, like, people will call themselves labels. And, like, other people will call them labels, which is fine, as long as they're not doing it to be like, oh, you hurt yourself, or you try to kill yourself, you must be emo. Like, that's stupid in every way, because first of all, that's not what emo is. Like, yes, I hurt myself, but I'm not emo. I mean, I am emo, but, like, that's not the reason I am. Or, I don't know, because, like, there's also, like, the whole thing, like, mixtures, like, I'm an otaku, like, and I'm emo, like, so what, and I'm white girl, and such like that, so, like, the thing with labels is, you can't use them in a way to have a negative effect on you, and also, like, personally, I mean, like, I don't mind calling myself a label. If someone else calls me a label, like, says I'm a label, or labels me or something like that, I don't mind it as long as it's not offensive. Like, once you get into the offensive side of it, then it's like, okay, well, that's not okay. But, like, as long as you're doing it in a way to not be offensive or have a negative effect, I don't understand why it's so wrong, I guess, is what I'm trying to say. I don't really know. Like, um, like, sorry, I lost my train of thought. I always do that. You guys must hate my videos. But, like, for labels, like, the only reason it should be bad is if you, like, do it for bad reasons. Like, it all goes behind the reasoning, personally. Like, I'll label people, but it's not, like, to offend them or, like, in a negative way in any way. Like, it's not for a negative effect, but it's more for the, oh, they're this. Like, and it's like my friends. Like, I won't be labeling people on the street or something like that. Like, I mean, if they're clearly, like, wearing, like, an emo band or something like that, so it shows that they listen to emo bands and everything, I'll be like, oh, they're probably emo or something like that. But even then, like, I rarely do that. But, like, because, like, I mean, why label people you don't even know? Like, that's, it all goes into the don't judge people, don't judge a book by its cover. Like, so what? Someone might be like, I kind of look, I don't know, everyone says I look adorable all the time, and it kind of annoys me, but, like, half of me is, like, tries to be all kawaii Japanese thing. Speaking of Japanese, I have Pocky. Sorry, I got Pocky yesterday, and I got really excited. I was so happy. Like, you have no idea. I was jumping up and down. I also I got regular Pocky, and then I got strawberry Pocky, but the strawberry Pocky is gone because I ate it all. Yeah, I gave one thing to my brother's girlfriend, and then I ate the rest. Oh well, it's so good. But, like, part of me is, like, all about Japan and Korea and, like, Asia and such, because I like anime and, like, such like that and all that whole thing. But, like, the other half of me is, like, all, like, hardcore, like, gothic, romantic, like romantic as in like old, like red and black, like kind of stuff, like not like love romantic stuff, but like gothic romantic, like stuff like that, like dark, deep, insightful, like darker, insightful things, like, you know, like that. So like those are totally different. Like they're totally different, but like I still am both of them. And then also part of me is like nerdy. Well, it used to be nerdy. I'm not really nerdy anymore, but like I obsess over books and I obsess over comics and like the whole nerdy side to it. Like those things aren't very similar in any way, but that's who I am. So if someone just labels me, I feel like that's not really showing my entire personality. Like I'll even label myself, but then I have trouble labeling myself because I'm so different. Like I have so many different personalities, I guess. Like it's kind of hard to. So like it's like even knowing me, I can't label myself. So it's just like you can't just assume that someone is that way. Like I mean, if you know them, like best friends or something like that, and you know someone who's like very much like I just keep using emo. I don't know why. I guess because people usually label people who self-harm emo. And it's really annoying because that's not even what emo is. Like, that's not at all what emo is. Now, some people who are emo, like, they do self-harm, but, or want to commit suicide or such like that, but, like, that doesn't automatically make it like that. So, like, I just, that gets me really, really mad because it's like, that doesn't mean that they're emo. Like, that's not what emo means. Like, in middle school, before like, any of this stuff started happening to me, um, people would be like, I was so confused what emo was, and people were like, oh, that's people who want to kill themselves or hurt themselves. And I'm like, oh, okay. And then I, um, like, started going through this stuff, and I'm like, wait, that's not actually what emo is. That's not what being emo is. So it's like people label people wrongly. And I guess that's really why labels aren't very good. Like it's very hard to find a positive effect out of labeling people because it's like you're not necessarily one person. Like and that's not doing them justice because like for me for example, like me, um, it's like I'm so different. Like it wouldn't be doing me justice labeling me one thing. So like if you label people, it just doesn't do them justice. And then like especially trying to put them in cliques and everything, like that's just not okay. Like people should be able to have like a bunch of different things. Like I became so obsessed with like Asia and everything because my two best friends are Asian and Mexican, but they're both obsessed with Asia. Like they're both obsessed with Korea and Japan and everything like that. So I'm like, oh, okay, so that rubbed off on me. But I used to be like this nerdy, like very American, like focused, like strongly restricted, I guess, person. And like being with other people like that, like those people, because they're not like that, that opened me up to it. Now they do like insult Americans like right in front of me, which is really, really upsetting. Which, I mean, I'm not going to say there's nothing wrong with America because that would be a total lie. But there's not everything about America is wrong too, and not everything about Americans is wrong. Um, but like that's just like that's another thing, like labeling people like stereotypes, like oh they're American, they must be rude and snobby. They're Mexican, they must do gardening. Like that's so stereotypical. Like I didn't mean to insult anyone. I was just giving examples. So if you're watching this and you were insulted, I apologize. It wasn't like that. Um, but like because honestly, my friends group is very diverse. Like I said, I have an Asian friend. She's from the Philippines. I have my other best friends from Mexico, and then I'm from here, from America. Um, but like it's like just the whole thing like that because I'm not in cliques, like they're very different from me, and because because we're not in cliques and we don't label people at my school and such like that, it's like we had that chance, and now I've changed a lot, and I for the better, and like I became who I really like to be and everything like that, because I like that stuff now. And so it's just really annoying because, like, I mean, labeling doesn't have to be bad. That's really what it's about. Labeling doesn't have to be bad, but most of the time it is. Like, there's, even if you don't try to have a negative effect out of it, it usually has one somehow. So I guess that's why it's just better to stay away from labeling people, because like I said, like, it doesn't do them justice usually, because you're just saying off their looks or off of how they are, they're only one specific thing. Like, you can't just label someone one thing. And then like, also because a lot of times they're not that, like, and with the whole fact that, like, misunderstandings of what certain labels mean, like emo, for example, like that big one, like people who hurt themselves or trying to hurt themselves or trying to kill themselves, that's emo. Like, no, it's not. And people think that, and so it's better just to stay away from labeling rather than to like accidentally offend someone. Like, but, and again, like, if you're going to label yourself, like, say you notice, like, you knowing you're very, you like emo, you're very much of it, very emo, or like, I mean, you might be seen or something like that, because, like, I guess I'm kind of seen, I don't know, because I'm very, like, cutesy about things, but I'm also very dark about things, and I guess that kind of is what seen is. I don't know. I'm still trying to figure out what this thing is. I'm terrible with labels and stuff teenagers know, even though I'm almost 16. Like, I should know this stuff. I'm in high school and such like that, but I have no clue. But, like, such like that. But, so, like, it just, someone you might think is something and it's not. I think that's where I was going with that. I'm not really sure. But, so basically that's really what I'm trying to say. Like, oh, I know where I was going with it. Like, if you know you're very much like emo or scene or something like that, or you're very much of a white girl, which it's not bad, or you're very much of like the stereotype of a of an Asian or of a Hispanic or something like that. If that all is you and you want to label yourself, that's fine. Like, I'm not saying you can't label yourself, but I'm just saying that it's better to stay away from labeling other people, because usually it does have a negative effect. So, yep, that's my video. Please subscribe, like the video, comment video ideas, because I still have gotten none, and I really need some because I'm running out of ideas. So, yep. Bye guys. Love you. Bye.